Hey, good morning, traders. How we doing? Happy Tuesday, February 4th. It's about 5 in the morning. Getting ourselves together for the day. Wow. How about that? Wow. It is crazy. It is crazy. That's the 750. That's the 750. Do I have two 750s out there? I thought I had an hourly. Oh, there it is. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on. Isn't that nuts? All the way back up there. All the way back up there. Then drop them. That's brutal. That is brutal. Tough trading ahead, guys. How are we going to make our way through this stuff? How are we going to make our way? That's overnights too, right? That's overnights. I don't know. Pretty crazy time. That's all right. I'm happy to have a system that I can lean into. And so let's just say we're going to start our day here, and we're going to end it right in here somewhere. Okay? And then this is our runway, right? We've got our swing here, right? So that's our swing. Guys pulled back into the swing, and then it took off, right? You got a kill zone here. Doesn't really hit the kill zone, but then pressure cooker's up here. Doesn't really do much on the pressure cooker either. Always interesting. Always interesting. So let's look at our trade setups, right? Remember what we're looking for? We're looking for an impulse leg, right? Comes down, makes a shelf, washes the shelf, washes that shelf out, comes down to test the low, take out the low, pulls back up. All these guys have to reposition, and then they sell off. Easy 3-to-1 trades. Easy. Just look for the long impulse. Oftentimes you can find it here on step 4. And we look for them in all these different shapes and sizes, so we have an understanding of what they look like in real time. Right? And this is interesting here because, right, the impulse leg's right there. Right? And then it creates the shelf up pretty high, and then it expands even more. And then it gives us a really nice wash. Really nice wash. Oh man, I was not ready yesterday. I always hate it when I miss these things. My life would be so much different if I could just trade in hindsight, right? So it's really more of like an extension up here, right? That impulse just kind of goes all the way up. That makes a little more sense now, right? And that's why we can see these things in different lights and shapes and frames, and by having that understanding, we can build on it, right? Step 1, impulse. Step 2, shelf. Step 3, wash. Step 4, test the high, and then retest down here for the entry, and an easy 3-to-1 trade. That was in there for a couple hours. Let's see, you got in there about 7:30. You got out right around 7:40. Tough day in the market. That was it. If I did that yesterday, that would have been my day. That would have been it. That would have been great. We're gonna keep working though. It's not how it works. It's not how it is here. We got to keep working on this whole thing called trading. Now this one's a little different, right? Where's the wash? Where's the wash? Where's the impulse? Where's the well, I see the impulse. Where's the shelf? I'm going to pull this back over here just so we can see it a little better. Yeah, where's it at? I would say it's here, right? Because, well, we can see it, but, you got a hard down here. You got kind of some, it's not really clean, though. Now, this is clean over here. This isn't clean. This is clean. Right? This is just a box of blah. Does it give us a shelf? It kind of gives us a shelf after the fact. And I don't mind that because it tells me where buyers or sellers are hanging out. Right? Where are they hanging out? And then when you come up here and you take this out, this is a safe spot to land. Right? Behind this guy. And you had another easy 3-to-1 trade. God, 2 in a row. You wouldn't have got this one, but you would have got, one of them. Now you go up again. Another impulse leg. Right? You have a buyer. You have a shelf here. This guy's going to get toasted out. Doesn't work. Right? Take your pressure cooker, right? You just want to identify where it is. Take your box. Let's say it's that one there. And you probably, had you been in here, you drew it up. You may have been in right here. So okay, I'm going to get in here. That's a big stop. Real big stop. But it's manageable. Right? As price comes up, oh, now you're in the green. Now you're making money. You can come up here. Now you cut it short. Right? Half it. That's not bad. And then as price comes up here, half it again. Say, okay, I'm just following it up. I'm going to follow it up. Maybe you say, I'm going to just go to break even because I don't want to deal with, whatever, I don't know. Maybe you don't feel it. Maybe you feel like, that impulse is pretty good. And then you got a lot of chatter. And it doesn't work. So, you can't make it up. You can't figure out how to make it work. But if you missed all of this, and then you saw this, you're like, well, I'm going to hide behind this guy. You got a little wash right here. Look at that, hard down, hard up, tag. It gives you a little better risk, but it doesn't give you everything you need. And as you go up, you can say, well, I'm just going to move to break even and protect some of my profit, and then you get wiped out. Be comfortable with being wiped out, right? It's hard to be always right, and we're not looking for 100% perfection. We're looking for how good can we read the setup, because we want to be good at our craft. So then price comes all the way down here, and then is it making a shelf here? What's going on? Is it a bigger, if you're here and you're watching, you're hammering through this, okay, bars down, kind of have this whole thing in mind. Now you're like, well, this is probably a wash. What did it wash? Who got wiped out? This guy got wiped out. All these guys did. And it's almost like it came back into this here. It gave you another shot at it. Holding behind this guy here. I don't know. I don't know if I would have seen that target. Easy 3-to-1. You probably get a 5-to-1 on this guy. Easy. 6-to-1, 7-to-1, somewhere in there. Can you 8-to-1? Oh yeah, 8-to-1 up here. Guys, that makes up for a lot of mistakes. Bingo, you're out. 8-to-1. Right there. Now, I'm not going to know, and I'm not going to pretend that I actually know that this is going to stop right here and turn. But if you think about it, price goes up, cleans it out. Price goes up, cleans it out. There's not a lot. I mean, I don't know. I'd have to think about it. And I really just, I don't know. I don't know what I'm telling you. But you have a shelf, right? And you have a wash. So now you can say, well, I'm going to get behind this guy. But I'm not going to eat this whole thing because this is pretty heavy. I'll half it. Right? I do that sometimes. Just half it. right? You can't take that huge hit. And then if price comes down, and then stop for a minute. If you guys are thinking about, okay, well, let's just get the smaller trades, because I think about these too. Because sometimes I just don't want to deal with it, right? And I want to get a nice quick hit, get in and out, because I don't have time to, Mondays are tough for me to trade because I got a lot going on Mondays, and I'm not always in front of the computer as much as I'd like. I realize I could just copy and paste, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you see the setup there, guys? I mean, this is what we're doing over and over and over again. And you're out. That's it. That's all you need. Right? This is why it's important to do this every day, guys, because you want to see this in all the different shapes and sizes. Do I have the... Yeah, so we came out of here for the morning. We had a little setup right there that worked out. Another setup that worked out. This whole thing was weird. I would have been up here looking at this. I would have got stopped out with a stop down here. 100%. No doubt. I would have eaten the whole thing. That thing would have just... Well, I would have... I don't know. It's hard to say. But then you see this thing and say, okay, well, I'm going to, or you catch that little piece there. Does it come back and hit it? What does it do? It does. What happens after that? Oh, it tries too. It tries so hard. I don't know what's going to happen next. That's a huge stop. Too much for me. I would not take that trade. But it worked. Does it work? It works. I mean, I don't know about you, but if I got up here after all this, I'd probably just be like, close my hand. After this, you're like, oh yeah. But look, still, guys, remember what I told you? Cut it in half. Right? It's such a better trade. Your risk is in such a better position. Right? You're out near the top. God, there's some good trades yesterday. Hey, usually Monday's a dumb day for me. Just wasn't in front of that. You got 1, 2, done. 3. I mean, if you can catch that one, I don't know. But 3, there's 4 right there. There's probably another one in here somewhere too. And then if you look at the end here, right, his price is starting to climb up. And I think I had this drawn up. In fact, I did, because I was just trying to see how, because you'd start doing like, okay, it's stepping down. Boom, stepping down. Right, stepping down. And then I wanted to see it break through here. Right, take this out. Now that I took it out, I didn't really have a trade. Right, because I was like, okay, well, impulse up, runs into this guy, right? Pressure cooker here, runs into this guy. I guess I did have a trade. I wasn't really thinking about it, but I did. So I was watching this. And then you have this shell. Oh, it's a beautiful trade. Gosh darn it. Sometimes you see, I brought my other trades into this trade. It's kind of what happens, is that you bring this stuff into the next trade. And if I'm feeling lousy, or if I'm feeling like oh, price is going to drop, or oh, price is going to do this, or this is going to happen. Like, I bring this into it, and you do too. Oh, that's going to be way too big. See, the thing is, I don't want to type in the 20 because 19's enough to get the color. So there's another one. It's so easy, guys. It's so easy, right? How is this not? I mean, come on. You're in at what? 10:40. You're out at 10:50. 10 minutes. God, man, can we go back to yesterday? Those are great trades. I'd much rather have this trade than this trade up here, because you'd have to live through all this stuff, and that took a long time. I'm not a scalper per se, where I'm like, taking, tick here, tick there, this, but I like to have, 10 or 15 minute trades, because they're stressful. You don't know what's going to happen. You buy here, and then price goes up here, and then you're back down here, and you're up here again. And you're like, oh man, I screwed up. I made a mistake. That's a nice wash. See that? That's a nice wash. Good stuff, guys. Interesting day. A lot going on. And then you have this whole thing. Let's clear this out so we can get our head straight. Then you have this whole thing. Right? It's climbing up. It's climbing up. What do we got going on in the news? We got Tuesday. Job openings coming out at 7. Employment change. So we have employment stuff. That's New Zealand. And then Trump's going to talk. So he's going to ruin the market with whatever he says. Just throw it into chaos. And then Friday we have non-farm payroll. But yeah, guys, this is what we're looking for. 5 steps. Impulse. Shelf. Wash. Take the low out. Test the low. Re-enter on the backside. Just getting rid of all my slides here. What am I doing? Something happened over here. I jumped out of here and I was going to close that whole thing off. I was looking for the hourly. You know, I don't trade the hourly, but I like to just kind of keep it out there. You know, we can end up over here, right? Take out the high. And maybe Trump says he's going to say something really spectacular for the first time. Not throw everybody in the tariff chaos and all this stuff. Yeah, right. But we have some, you know, we have a high pressure cooker up here. We have a low for a kill zone. And right now you're pretty much mapped, right? We know price is going up. It's come down into here. You want to map your smaller swings, that's fine. You know, sometimes people feel, I do, you know, if I'm trying to figure out, you know, I only trade one market, guys. I don't trade 5 different markets. I'm not trying to be super trader. I'm not trying to, to me, it's just not, right? You got an impulse up, price pulls back, right? And then this just helps my understanding of the market. And you can even see that this is a setup, right? This is one of our setups. This is our setup, right? You got a wash right here. See, and that's why we try to understand this on a different level, because now we can say, oh yeah, that's our entry. You know, it's tiny little shelf, but it works, right? After all that scary stuff, big stop. But as price moves, you can change, you can manage it, you know. And every once in a while, you're going to get these hit. And it's going to just suck the life out of you. You're like, gosh darn it, trading sucks. It happens to me. I'm not saying that it doesn't happen to me. And I get frustrated and I get, you know, excuse me, I get, you know, I'm just like you guys. This is all emotional, just gibber-jawah, just stuff. You can't, you know, yeah, there's computers and there's things going on, but, you know, when something happens, you know, who knows what happened to make these jumps happen like this. So anyhow, follow your impulse leg, right? You want a small deal? Take the small impulse leg, right? See the shelf. It's close. Didn't work. And maybe you're up. You know, I hedge it. I'm always like trying to. I want to get hit. I hate, like, when this comes down and I can see that this trade worked out, like my setup worked out, I want to be in. And I want to figure out how can I be in. And this is a perfect trade for me, right? $25, $26, $27 a contract, right? Easily affordable. Handle, you know, you could put 3, 4, 5 contracts on and not upend your ship, you know, and you'll get a nice, you know, I don't know. Everyone's different. I'm not a fund manager trying to moving millions of dollars. You know, I got a healthy account and I make a living doing this, but I'm not moving millions, you know. And I'm not trying to, because it changes everything. Your stress level. Oh my gosh. If you try to move, 25, 30, 40, 50 contracts on this whole thing, and you're a standalone guy with, nice healthy bank account, you take a couple hits like that, oof, you start getting weird. My mentor told me about a guy who lost $5 million in 5 days, only to lose $500,000 more because he was trying to get back to where he was at. Now, I'm not trying to get back to where I was at. I'm trying to get better at seeing my setup. And that's why I've got the updates, because we're all trying to see this in a better light. It's only $25 a month, $1 a day, right? I'm not, moving mountains here, but we're getting better at it. And ultimately, when you start out trading, there's so much stuff. You look at some of these guys, they've got all this colors, all these things going on, all these indicators, all this stuff. I don't even know where my indicator thing is. Right? What do you got here? Here's an indicator. Let's put one on. What are we going to look for? What do we want to find? We're just playing now. See, this is how you learn how to play this stuff. EMA, MACD. That's another one. Regression. What was the money flow oscillator? What do you think this is? Okay. Yeah, we can trade this. Right? Up. Is that this part here? Right? And it went up. So what is this doing different than the other one? I don't know. I don't even know how to get rid of the thing now. Remove. What is another one? See, this is why we do this stuff. Just have fun. ATR, I know what that is. Zigzag. Try that one. Add. Apply. Boom. Zigzag. Oh yeah, see? There's all the zigzag. Helps, I don't know. What does it help you do? I mean, this is just, the whole thing is just people make up these indicators. And I know there's some that are pretty it's your EMA. I don't see it. Oh, cancel. See, now I'm just fooling around, playing around. See, this is what you guys should do. Just, there's no pressure. What's this Chocklin oscillator? Where's that at? Anybody see it? I don't see it. All right, so now I got all these averages, these indicators going on. I used to have double stocks. Let's see what this looks like. Okay. All right. So it hits the upper level and the lower level. So it's kind of like, the pressure cooker and the kill zone. So if we're going to follow this is going to end up like down here. Is that this here? Goes up, comes down. See, but it doesn't come all the way down here. See, that's the thing that confuses me about this. Like if this is the low, see how this is the low down here? I'm assuming this is the low. And then this here is this piece. It should be up here. Right? It should be an equal. See, that's why I don't understand this stuff. And I don't want somebody to explain it to me. Like, well, you need to understand this. It's like, I get options. I understand options. I mean, I kind of understand options. Hold on. But when you tell somebody that you're like, well, I don't understand how options work, people will start to tell you things you don't want to know. You really don't care. What is this? Fibonacci pivot, daily chick chart. How do you trade that? I mean, I'm not trying to be a jerk about it, but I'm just like, how do you trade it? How do you, can I even get into this whole thing here? I don't know how to get rid of this now. right? How do you remove this thing? I'm gonna have to yeah, see, I'm in the wrong spot. What else do we have here? See, this is the cool, what else do we have here? Oh, we can get rid of this. Remove. Remove. Boom, boom, boom. Apply. Okay, so let's go back to something else. I was looking for a linear regression. I've had that one before. Right? So, my friend Bill, he actually has this set up in a way that I forget the numbers he did, but he had it like he wanted to see it smoothed out, and then he had another one. See, now I'm rambling, and you guys are like, "There's nobody here. There's nobody here right now. I'm just talking to myself." And he had another one. I'd have to go back and look at linear regression. And he had some other moving average that what is RSI? No. I'm almost done. I'm just getting into this. Maybe it was RSI. No, it wasn't that. But he had like he wanted this to see. He wanted this. He has another one that's a bigger moving average, and he's a scalper, right? So he's looking for this thing to be, this one's kind of tight. Then he had another one that's kind of loose, and it would cross, and he would just look at the cross as as not a trade, kind of like how I look at the maybe it's a regression channel. No, that's not it. Kind of like I look at the hourly. I just, kind of looking at it, keeping it in the back of my mind. And I'm just like using it as a guide to say, okay, this is, I don't know. See, I don't know what I'm doing. I can't even find it. I can't even remember. What do you think Williams R is? Yeah. How do you even know what that is? Anyhow, all right, I'm done. You guys have a good day. Stick to what you can see, right? And everything's just prices to it. All you're trying to do is lean into something and say, oh, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Forget it.